on top of it. Like it's not a huge amount of disengage coming out from Heretics. It's more engage when the opposition engages, right? Re-engage, I guess, is where I would look. The Fnatic Nautilus picked up as Heretics using their advantage in the bottom lane will be able to take the first Drake of the game. Stand looking for LoLEsports here. Gets hooked out with a dredge line. Nicely done by LoLEsports. Does take half his health for it, but avoids a crash down, giving him that advantage. We'd have to have a look back at it.
Very likely.
But it would make a lot of sense. Razork snuck around towards the top side, dodges the public execution. Good flash from Emperos as well. Razork will claim the kill, and that was all Emperos. Having burnt your flash earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, they get the Jin's flash, but you see all the tension just dissipates the moment that a Aster ult is down, because suddenly there's no risk of a Shurima shuffle, and here they're trying to enter.
They jump in with a shockwave follow-up. Razork trying to dive on towards the backline. Vladi going in as well. Seven so low on mana is going to fall. Shell gets one with a cleaver in response. 1-for-1 so far. TP coming out as the Jax is going to join the play. Emperos will be here in time, and Sten realizes he cannot get out. Fnatic will claim another. 3 kills so far this game.
I mean, really nice. Fnatic still knew that they are
Look
stronger.
for the play. You managed to get one, but after that, you kind of need to get out, and you don't have those tools left in your arsenal. Public execution coming out as they look for Emperos, who doesn't have the flash on the top side here.
To scrap his way out here. It's a tougher one.
Counter-strike coming out. He's trading back onto Tracing, who tries to dodge away. Emperos almost had him, but can't quite get in range, and Sheo will smack him across the head with a briefcase. In the end, Heretics do come out on top, but it was damn well close.
Oh, you feel all the muscles tense up in those situations. You really feel you can kind of get the damage, but Tracing, with all those dashes, manages to bait Emperos in and plays a little bit with him, manages to get out with his life. No flash was able to be used as it was still on cooldown. It's going to come up now together with that Dusk and Dawn purchase, but Fnatic will get a dragon at least.
Yeah, it's good for Fnatic to be able to make this cross-map play. Evens out the dragon score. It was only a grubber piece. The risk is Tracing could TP in here. Has got the Eclipse now finished. Teleporting on towards the backline. Valkyrie away from upset. LoLEsports trying to dredge line his way away as well. The curtain call did land the slows, and now LoLEsports knocked back. And Tracing will claim the kill. The Drake did fall for Fnatic, but Heretics will take the kill to even out the No, there's going to be a Rift fight. Razork going in, looking for Sheo, who is just going to chase him down. Sten coming in from the side as well. There's the Magnus Storm. Crescent Guard out by Razork. Has to flash away from Ice, who had that deadly flourish. Vladdy's going to try and jump on towards the Mundo, but Razork's already down. The shockwave combo on him. Vladdy's sliding in. The counter-strike out from Emperos as well with a teleport. That massive HP shield. Upset. Needs to dodge this curtain call. Tracing could look with a public execution, but they managed to get...
You have to flash out and run with your tail behind your back.
It's one of the... Between your legs. Yeah. Your tail is kind of always behind your back. It's anatomically where a tail would be. But yeah, between your legs.
Up for debate.
Okay, sure. I'm not a vet, man. I don't know. Riftel charging in to the mid lane tower. We'll get the first turret of the game over to Heretics. We'll get another charge out here as well as Mundo slams it in. More plates over to him. A 1.2k gold lead now for Sheo.
He just took the purple company car and just drove it right into that tower. You're getting so much gold. The fact that you now get plates from the tier 2s as well. Such a big gold influx. Now 1.2k gold up on the Mundo. So ahead of Razork. Now with a dead man's plate, Swifty's shoes, he will definitely walk up and take a lot of space.
It's going to be really hard for them to stop him as well. You do have some the Azir as well. You have a lot of ways of applying that slow from a long range away. Heretics a little slow to the punch on the top side. Fnatic are investing 4 players up here with Emperos moving, knowing that the bot lane push is coming out slowly from Tracing, means that he could just walk up here, then reset. Shadow Strike just short from Sten. Emperos does get the counter strike out. The Mundo ultimate available to Heretics. They can step back in here. Razork has started up the Drake. 5,000 on it.
Good position by Fnatic. They're holding the line very well there on this banana bush, but they're trying to rush it down a little bit too fast. Look at Sten.
Yeah, Sheo's just going to walk in. LoLEsports looking for that back line. Semin knocked up with a depth charge, and Sten falls first. Emperos with a counter-strike. Sheo trying to get close enough to the Drake to smite it away, but Fnatic keep him at bay. And that is the 3rd Drake of the game over to Fnatic.
Really nice by Fnatic.
Well, immediately cancelled by Ice. Well, have a look at this. Vladdy gets caught with the deadly flourish. Sheo's trying to step in. Meanwhile, public execution onto Emperos, who does still have his flash and will jump away with a lead strike. Tracing trying to chase him down, but Emperos escapes at 200 HP. Should just be able to walk away.
A little bit sweaty there. Will be probably the tower for Tracing here. I don't think they have any TPs to defend this, so will just be a nice little gold influx for him. Really nice play. And now it is when this matchup starts becoming a little bit more Ambessa favored. Early game, we saw Jax winning the trades. We saw him taking these really good short trades with a big ult third out attack and W.
Really looking for as Sheo steps forward here and is spotted out by the far side automation and that ward. TP behind Seren. He does have flash, but no teleport of his own. Sten going to try and collapse here as well. Losper and Razbot need to be a little bit careful because Heretics could collapse on them first. But with the Crescent Guard coming out, there's no real way for Seven to join up with his teammates. A great TP in by Vladdy. And now Stender's left to the Wolves as well. He'll flash the wall. But Fnatic have found a kill. Will they look for more? Emperors and Upset on the flank themselves.
Well, they definitely will here. Emperors wants to get a double stun here, try to get Sten down.
Stender's just down no matter what. The Magnus Storm comes out too late. A hook going to land on Tracing as well as Ice goes to the mid lane to try and clear out the way, but Fnatic are going to push through this top side.
Look at all that tower damage, and then they will most likely go to try to get this Baron now. Maybe they will not do it. Heretics does let Fnatic engage on them. It's so difficult for them to counter-engage. They don't really have that kind of snapback peel that, for example, Fnatic would have, for example.
Really all on the rail. Lost will look for the hook here. Shadowing Strike coming out. There's TP behind them as Empress is going to join the play. Upset's there as well. Curtain Call comes out as the damage from Ice is relatively big on the backline, but Empress is diving in. Seven has to flash the wall. The Mundo going the hell away from there. As he's caught out, good deadly flourish is going to land. Crescent Guard out from Razok as he looks for Ice, but now he's isolated himself. Razok very deep in here as Tracing looks for the chase. Vladdy goes in immediately as CC is taken out. Fnatic look for the fight. They overextend, and with Razok and Vladdy dead, Heretics will turn their eyes to the Baron.
Oh, that was the over-eagerness we've seen from Fnatic time and time again. Razork really going a little bit too deep there. They had the good initial fight. Emperors get so much space with those counter-strikes, but now it will be Heretics taking this Baron. I'm going to rewatch the fight later. Up to try to get a mid-tower, but that's just a consolation for the Heretics.
Yeah, really good instant CC on Vladdy as well as he went up, and then with a public execution over the top of it, really hard for him to actually do anything now. Heretics do not have those ultimates available. The Shockwave is just back off cooldown. Stender's getting chipped down, and this is a Hextech sole fight for Fnatic. Heretics will continue to try and play against it, but Razok jumps in onto Tracing. Public execution still a while away from it. Mundo ult as well, still not back up. 7 seconds on it. The Drake is down to 2,000. Shale goes in and gets the dragon. Will Heretics be able to get out of the fight? Vladdy falls, Seren takes him. Dredgeline in from Losper, but Tracing's doing so much work on the backline. Upset and Emperors versus Sheo. Seren is trying to get out of here. Sheo should be able to ult and walk out. Counter-Strike won't get him in time. In the end, a 3 for 3. 240 on the Drake. Not the cleanest. A little bit of time, 40 more seconds to push in with this Baron buff. They'll get the wave in the bot side and get the tower alongside it, taking the turret score up to 5 and their lead up to about 2.3k.
Yeah. It's a slow build-up now again for Heretics.
Hard for him to get the hell out of the way. And so we'll see how effective he can be at using that Zhonya's just to avoid damage in this upcoming fight. Heretics will gain control over the bottom side river. Fnatic walk towards the top side. We talked about a Baron for Drake exchange. It's a possibility. Vladdy caught up with the root here. Flash in, Shockwave, Vladdy's down! Vladdy's down immediately. Beautiful play from Heretics as Fnatic left unawares, left their mid laner to die. Razok dives back in, but his Guardian Angel will not sit on his shoulder any longer. Heretics immediately collapse, and with a blink of an eye, Fnatic are destroyed.
I mean, we were talking about it all game long. The Cleaver into Deadly Flourish into Shockwave. What a beautiful setup by Heretics there. Really catches Vladdy off guard. They're planning really try to bait. If you go for this Dragon, we're gonna go and take the Baron instead. But now, Heretics, they don't care about the Baron. They do not care about the Dragon. They care about the base of Fnatic.
Emperors and Upset have a mammoth task in front of them. Losper there as well. Emperor's counter-strike goes out, dashes out with the leap strike. Heretics do not have a wave here for quite a while. There's a huge wave down towards the bottom side, but instead they'll turn their attentions towards the Drake. They take the inhib, and they'll begin to back off. Will they just immediately rush the Drake here? You've got a couple of seconds on Razok, should be able to get it, but with the Hextech gates, it's a little tricky for them to make sure they get it.
Overzealous by Heretics going for the inhibitor instead of just making sure you get the objectives for sure now. Fnatic might be in time to contest this.
And even if they can just slightly contest it, then you have a Baron fight immediately afterwards. So with the TP behind by Emperors, he gets that massive shield. Tracing caught out with the Dredgeline. Show still sticking on the Drake, and he will get it. Magnus Storm coming out, Stend will fall. Fnatic find one out of the fight. Tracing still has his flash if he needs to escape the clutches of Emperos, but can just dash away. Fnatic now can turn their attentions over to the Baron. They have to be slightly careful though. There's double supers in the mid lane. Razok caught out. Crescent Guard coming out with the Curtain Call on top of it. Cheryl looking for that backline. Emperor's going to be forced to leap strike away. Another Curtain Call coming out, and Razok is caught out by it. No on-call for him as now Heretics step back in. The flash in from Vladdy finds Ice. Tracing here to join the fight. 7 looking for that shot, but he doesn't have it up right now. Vladdy's going to chase down by him. Jayo and Tracing doing so much work on the backline, and Emperors and Lospa are lost in the river. Your Empire no longer Emperors as 7 claims the double. And now, Fnatic, who tried to take the fight around the Hextech Drake, have found their Nexus will be forfeits.
And it's just a back and forth constant brawl between these two teams as Heretics will take the fight, will take the Dragon, and now will take the base of Fnatic as they look on this Nexus with great joy.
Incredible team fights from Heretics. The speed of the engages on repeat. Heretics will claim the win, will take themselves to 5, will separate themselves from the chasing pack. And now
all your sweet spots and kind of negate that entire trade by Mbessa. So it's a bit of a cat and mouse game, kind of who goes first. If the Aatrox dashes in, suddenly Mbessa can punish. If the Mbessa...
Very quickly, because I love Rakan, we'll talk about it, right? Something you do as Rakan in this sort of matchup is instead of going for the W immediately under the opponents, you'll try and get them just on the edge, right? And then the Alistar headbutt pulverize, or just the pulverize, doesn't actually get a knock up onto you. As there we go, flash forward from Prime. From Trimby, looking for the trade here onto Prime and Hazel. Bukata coming across the wall, gets the suppression onto Prime. Hazel's going to flash away, battle dance, but Hazel has no more tools in his arsenal to escape this. Trimby tanking the tower, Prime will be able to walk away. First blood over to Shifters.
And then it's over.
With the fact that they burnt the flash out of Hazel, burnt the heal out of Prime, and only actually the flash heal invested by Trimby to get on them. So Peyz still has his summoners to escape any further plays. Bukata here alongside Trimby, smite out from Yukino. Bukata looking for the edge of itself, will get the stun into the wall. There's the follow-up, and now Yukino has to flash with a flash forward from Nuke. Will stop him getting the Vault Breaker away. Nuke will be gifted the kill, and Shifters are 2-0 up.
Just look at Trimby, man. Look how aware he is. Trades his ult for the Aatrox ult, and suddenly he is now way stronger than the Aatrox, because now if no one has ult, he's just winning.
And he is. Drake secured here. As we see the jump in by Prime, he's going to battle dance away, but Peyz is on the chase. Transcending himself, but won't be able to get enough damage onto Prime, who dances away. Bukata still did use the Impale in that place. He's in this Weaver's wall, they'll go in. Trimby with a good flash, Hazel diving in with a kill instinct as well. Yukino's so low though, already chunked out. The Emperor's Divide as well onto Camilla with 3 kills. Over to Shifters. KCB thought they'd found a pick, but...
Not the rock. Not the rock, not the rock in the back.
He's going to land another one.
Not the rock.
Headbutt pulverize. Hazel, he's going to try and escape underneath his tower, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Peyz gets it. Now 3
here in a bit. I think he's a little bit scared just because now he knows that Skarner just took the grubs. It's a little bit hard for him to look for an extended fight here, but the time as Peyz is going in here on the case, so tries to get a big chunk here. There's a cow here coming.
Hazel, no barrier. Does get shielded by the battle dance, but Trimby still takes the kill underneath the tower. Unbreakable wall coming out from him as well. Will keep himself healthy enough. That damage reduction working out wonders for the Shifters support.
And the stakes are sky high right now. Trimby tries to get even more space here, looking for these grubs. I think you kind of have to give them. Prime looks to get a recall here. Bukata dives in.
Yeah, looking for the Krugs. Impale coming out. Yukino with a good short dash there. And practicing his smash skills to escape that. 4-minute soul if they continue at this pace. In KCB, I mean, they're just trying to get gold wherever they can. There's not really many avenues for them.
I mean, KCB's just sitting here in the chair, watching them take this dragon, just looking at them doing it, and it feels like they don't really, they're not trying to cross map, they're just trying to get farm back onto Yukino, trying to get some avenue of gold, but so difficult now. Bukata is looking at Camilo, will be the flash out, and will be some more plates onto Nuke. And
I mean, Camilo can't step now, right? Like, you've got an Alistar coming in from the side, even if you have support of Yukino, as Tao is traded on here by Rooster, who dashes out of the Infernal Chains. Tao also losing the top lane matchup as Yukino goes in with the Vault Breaker onto Bukata here. He does still have his flash, and another Vault Breaker in. Trimby dives across the wall. Ishtal's impact gets the stun. Cease and desist with the quickness won't be enough. Bukata again! Don't go on the tanks! You've got to find a squishy target. Camilo able to weave his way away. But no amount of crochet will save the day for them. They can't knit up a solution to the Shifters' problem.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no damage right now in the KCB comp. They don't have enough damage. Camilo doesn't have one fully item completed, and he gets it now, but the Kai'Sa can't dive in there as well. Usually you want to go there, and then Kai'Sa will come in.
Yukino and Camilo will use the time to start up the Rift Tower, but again, Shifters immediately move up there themselves, and Yukino, like, he's trying to get something started. The KCB are trying to get something started. There's the Weaver's Wall out. Trimpy with a knockback onto Prime, who goes in with the quickness, but immediately is slammed against the wall. Good seismic shove. Peyz shielded up, though, and with the dive in from Yukino, with that cease and desist, he's underneath the tower for way too long. Impale out from Bukata is flashed away from. Nuke goes in with the Emperor's Divide, doesn't connect. Seismic shove onto him means that he might fall. KCB get their first of the game.
I thought the dive was not diving, but then Nuke dived in and just whiffed the zero there, and really nice for KCB. A small solace, being able to pick up that shutdown onto the Seer, being able to get a little bit of gold back, also probably getting this Rift Herald. Was a bit of a sketchy attempt, but they end up coming out on top, so I think they're really happy with that exchange.
It was super sketchy all around. Yukino was so deep. But as you say, Nuke went to see that Hazel's flash is down there.
It
may have been, I couldn't quite see exactly if he used it earlier to
Someone
dodge.
sidestepped it, maybe it wasn't Hazel.
Yeah, it was probably Prime then. Prime probably sidestepped it because he used his flash earlier on. Rift Herald, that's a roundabout route. That's your own tower, Camilo. Yes, so what probably happened was the Rift Herald went down. Camilo was like, oh, we can charge this into the tower, and then
he took the
all of Shifters were there.
Yeah, he took the scenic route.
Yeah, but he went to the wrong tower, man. Like,
yeah, what else is going to clear this? Actually, one thing that is underrated is how much that Rift Herald gives XP. I remember when I played with Hansama, he was always like, okay, leave the Rift Herald, I want the solo XP. Like, classic AD carry fashion. They just want to get as much XP they can.
I mean, you can get them off Wukong clones as well. You get XP off that. You can level to 6. I think it happened in Worlds like a couple of years ago. Someone leveled to 6 off a Wukong clone and then was able to turn the fight. Yeah.
I don't know who I talked to this about, but there's always this chance that maybe Sion passive is bugged. So I always make sure to try to last hit the Sion passive in case I get double gold. Haven't worked out for me yet, but maybe one day it will. Now, Shifters is shifting their vision down into mid lane here. Yeah, that's really original.
Yeah.
We'll try to get this mid lane tower down at least. And this is going to make the life a little bit more difficult for KCP. Suddenly you don't have that safety, that bastion of hope that your mid tier 1 represents.
Yeah, no real defense.
The Peyz check into Talia shove from Fog of War, or like a big chunk from Archon to get kind of HP advantage somewhere, because if you just walk in and there's a 5 versus 5 and you're just looking at each other, you will never win that fight with this gold deficit that KCB find themselves in.
Yeah, you're a full item behind in the AD carry. Like Fiend Hunter Bolts, the Kraken Slayer and Infinity Edge already complete on Peyz. Rooster looking for this trade as well, goes in with the public execution. Bukata's on the chase, Camilo already low. Bukata's just there to help clean it up. Flash forward from Rooster to follow Camilo's flash, as he will pick up the kill. Yukino now behind enemy lines, maybe looking to steal away this Baron. There is some vision from KCB on it. Shifters will start it up.
KCB Yukino, license to steal, really get this little avenue in here. Shifters seem to not be aware of this. If they have any blue trinkets, he could get a little bit of information that could allow him to get into this pit, and that's all you have right now. You only have this 50-50 chance for KCB to get this Baron.
Prime trying to get in with the quickness. Nuke realizing, hey, we haven't seen the enemy jungler for a while. Let's make sure he can't get in here. Shifters do their due diligence and manage to pick up the Baron. A mid lane tower did fall to Hazel, but unfortunately for Yukino, he wasn't able to sneak his way in there. 90 seconds on the Ocean Soul, and Shifters...
People there. And I do think KCB realizes they can't give this. They can't afford to execute.
Like, at this point, it's Prime trying to sell a locket to get an Oblivion Orb. That's where you're at in terms of healing reduction. I mean, I guess you could go, like, Tower Yukino could get it if they really needed to, but it just delays them by so much. Drake up in 14 seconds. The Baron power play not too consequential as Trimby flashes forward onto Camilo, looking for the trample stun, will land it. Nuke diving in as well as Camilo falls. And now Bukata's on the front line and Yukino's going to have to dash across the wall. Enemy mid laner dead. Immediately the call to go towards that Drake for Shifters.
Slipping through her fingers.
I mean, it's great stuff from Trimby.
Yeah, I mean, I love the
snap engage.
Snap engage, but here,
quickness
again,
coming out, cease and desist there as well. The Infernal Chains will drag him back. Nuke still has the stopwatch. Product's going to dash across the wall, dive in from Hazel and Emperor's Divide in time, but still Nuke will fall, and now Tau trying to escape, but with 4 members of Shifters there. There's no escape for him. The Drake delayed, but Shifters should be able to just turn their attentions back towards it.
I mean, you have to try something. If you just let them get this dragon and just let them set up their siege once again, you will not have a chance. So KCB trying to find anything they can. Nuke goes a little bit deep, and I think you have to try to pounce and punish that play by Nuke. If you don't, you will just see them taking more and more space here. Yukino is fine. He will get his red buff at least.
And there goes the Soul, secured by Shifters. No Baron for them.
Shifters. The only thing you need to do in these moments is mind your flanks.
Yeah.
You have one lose condition. If there's a weird flank by like Prime and Yukino together, maybe there's a chance for KCB to take a fight. But in general, when you're winning the game this hard, you really need to be careful that you don't give the enemy team any chance to go on you.
Weaver's wall out. No one really able to catch there. Nuke is shoved back, but no real follow-up from KCB. As Shifters will take the top lane tier 2 and now rotate their team, or translate their team across towards the mid lane to take the mid tier 2 as well. Yukino having to dash away, and there's too much long-range damage really from Shifters. They'll take another tower out of the exchange, and now with 90 seconds left before they look towards that Baron, I wouldn't be surprised if we see one final wave push. Resets, steal away this jungle reminder, instead saying, well, if they dive on me, I do need to be able to survive. The Baron begun by Shifters, and no real contest from KCB.
Yeah. And now, come on Prime, show me the flank. Choose a bush, choose a bush.
Man, it's Sven Bush time, isn't it?
Yes, it's a Sven. I mean, I don't know who invented this, just find the bush to flank in. I can think of so many players.
Oh, there's great players who have done it. We just all remember Sven, because as an Alistair, he stood there for 2 minutes and did nothing, right? So, there were great bushes to flank in. The issue is, how do you get there?
Yeah.
With the Baron up and with Ocean Soul for Shifters, they can just push in. TP coming out, Nuke immediately flashes, cease and desist in, the Killer Instinct as well. Nuke does have that stop bush, but doesn't have a chance to use it. They find the bush, and all it took was Nuke TPing into the mid lane with no defense. Bukada locked up under the tower! Oh, Nuke, that was abysmal, man.
Beautiful bush find by KCB, finally finding the bush they needed. The bush pack into this game here. KCB tries to take a little more space here.
Prime has to dodge away. Yukino going back in with a Vault Breaker to try and keep his support alive. Trimby flashed in. Tau does have a flank. World Ender in. Unbreakable will coming out from Trimby, but now it times out. Yukino diving back in. Rooster jumps onto Hazel on the backline. Tau trying to get onto Paduk, who does have the damage to keep him at bay for now. Still looking for the Q3. Paduk able to dodge away. Tau, though, still alive somehow. Rooster will take one with him. Will take 2!
Just a little bit short on damage here. Almost gets it.
So close. Rooster does a great job of just distracting that backline. Well, Tau is trying to take out Paduk. Can't quite get it. The Elder begun by Shifters. Prime has found the bush.
He's in the bush.
Camilu's there as well, but he is going to get clipped. And now the question is, who can steal? No smite on Prime. Doesn't have that with the unsealed spellbook.
From bush.
Yeah, Elder Drake is secured for Shifters. Now KCB have to back away. If you're Shifters, though, there were flashbacks in your mind. You lost to Giant X. You lost to Lost Ratones with massive leads twice so far across the 9 games you've played. With the Elder, though, with the Baron remaining for another wave, but TP coming in from Rooster. Has that Public Execution Prime there as well. Dodges away from the charm, but
why did he not take damage, by the way?
Because he's got Death Stance, man, and more. He's the Death Stance, the most broken damage reduction item in the game.
I don't know whose dancing teacher is. I want to get the same one. Like, what? He just got hit by everything that KCB had, and it took like 1% of his health?
I think really nice public execution to avoid the quickness charm. It got him out of a very sticky situation. Now Shifters can push in. It's their last wave with Baron buff. That expires in 3 seconds' time. KCB has shown some signs of life near the end of this game, but it's been Shifter misplays more than anything. Yukino pushes out the mid wave. Shifter's still going in, have 90 seconds left on this Elder. Drake, the Impale out. Tau gonna get shot by the laser. The rest of KCB have cleared out the wave though. Next wave still a little bit away, but enough time for Shifters on this Elder buff to be able to continue to push in. The Ocean Soul healing them up as well.
Yeah, you don't have to look at the Sonus to realize the time is ticking now for KCB. They need to make a final last stand there.
Double knock-up seismic shove. The CC chain is massive, but they just don't have the damage. Prime and Camilu relegated to the fountain. Shifters will win out the fight, will take down the Nexus, and will keep their playoff lives alive. It was close at times. It was closer than Shifters fans would have wanted, but in the end, they'll take the 50G.
Gets caught by random tangle barbs. Suddenly, all your pressure is gone. So really, really, really high execution is demanded by the LR bot lane and top lane and jungle of LR. Really nice defense there onto Nemesis, making sure that Xin Zhao cannot loop around and look for that dive. Spout as well, dropping a top wave just to make sure they're getting out alive there. And now no flash on the Nico will make life a lot easier for LR as they also pick up this dragon.
Move down towards the blue buff area earlier on.
I mean, same for Wunder, I would say. I think he, with the Ornn into Greg, is actually a really good matchup early as hold that spot. His leader might be in danger here.
Leader going to get caught out. Cease and desist there for the follow-up. He's going to try and get out with a face seal. Does get the shield out of it. Crescent guard from Schemes. Leader jumps back in, and it might be Velia who's caught. SK react beautifully and find a kill for Crowny. But Nemesis, not the strongest. Has a Catalyst and a Tear stacking up. He will become very powerful, but until you get the Rod, until you get the Seraph, you're not as powerful as you'd like to be. Looking for the damage onto Nemesis, who is rooted up. Pop Blossom coming out as well, and again, it's Leader that sets up the play. And Nemesis that falls foul of his enemy mid.
Yeah, and it's once again, SK is just playing around Leader time and time again. We were talking about the Corki being strong, but look at the mid lane.
Velia going deep here. Call of the Fortune can come out as well. Velia just went so far forward, has to flash away. Bao's trying to get him from the flank, but Velia, I didn't think he'd go forward with that Vault Breaker because of him having to burn the flash and get out. And because he's on low HP, SK will claim the second Drake of the game. They're first. Even out the score with Lost Returns. Crowny's going to get chunked out a little bit here by Leader, who can just jump away. The damage onto Crowny, though. Inspire Shield off cooldown a little bit too late to really keep that Crowny healthy.
Yeah, this Yone is becoming a big problem. We were talking about the item gap in the AD carry department, but the mid one is even bigger. The blade for Yone compared to Catalyst. Reckless is just caught out there.
There's no way out for him, really. Might look to flash the wall, but Leader gets him. SK using the vision they placed around the dragon to then punish again. You can see what Reckless is thinking. It's like they've taken the dragon.
Does have those fancy feats, and you see now SK is doing the same thing again. They're leaving Wunder alone in the bot side to play weak side with TP, and they're sending everything up here to try to dive Baus. Get out of this alive. Clear the way.
For some reason, it popped up with a bunch of menus, and I'm not used to doing that. A couple of deep wards for Baus to teleport onto, if so required. Only one of them still surviving. Drake up in 30 seconds time.
Crowny?
Crowny going in, straight onto Schemes. Mickey flashes away as Nemesis on the chase there as well. Schemes needs to get the hell out of here, has to use the Crescent Guard, but Nemesis is still chasing, and there's the flash out of Schemes as well. Two flashes from Crowny. Realm Warp in, the Vault Breaker coming out, but Schemes has no cloaks to dive to.
Crowny just taking all the space in the river. He just went in there. He knows how strong he is. He knows how hard he is spiking right now, and just make sure something is happening. I love that from Crowny, just knowing he is the power right now in the LR comp, and he needs to take more space. Great job by him just jumping in there and securing this dragon for LR.
Yeah, and because it's Schemes who died, you can't even use like a Rift Hold in mid to make sure you're getting a tower and a half or something. It will be Yoppa taking the tower. Wunder should be able to get the top lane turret as well before Baus can really have anything to say about it. He'll take that down as well. So SK do get a little bit in the trade, but the second Drake to Lost Returns is huge.
I mean, you see what happens when Leader is not involved in these fights. Yeah. SK really needs to rely on him to be in these fights. Suddenly, if he's not there to just go into the Corki, this Corki is just untouched and just has so much damage with an early 24 spike. So you need to make sure you include Zion more in your plays. Now they're trying to dive Nemesis here. Are they going to go for the tower or the dive or Knighting?
Spirit Cleave coming out. Leader realizing that Reckless and Velia were in the area. Backs away. TP coming out from Wunder as well, though. The call of the Fort God here. Perhaps Lost Returns need to be a bit cautious. SK investing 5 players down towards this bottom side, knowing that Baus doesn't have his teleport. Reckless clipped with the wind becomes lightning, but with a Mantrid Inspire, will be able to walk away from it, and there's another tower over to SK. Meanwhile, though, Baus continues to push through top.
Now when you're here early, you just take this crab, and it looks like LR is not interested in this dragon at all. They will just give it and make sure Nemesis gets a little bit more gold, gets closer towards the actualizer, and makes sure that he is scaled up for the next fight, because he needs level 16. He needs that draw out to proc in. This is not the time to fight for LR, and they notice that, and they see that, and they make sure
Returns have really thrived, right? Like, being behind and coming back. Usually from much more substantial deficits than this. Their late game team fighting has been great. A lot of it on the back of Baus's positioning, his charge on the Kled against G2, his Gragas as well, have been the reason that they've been able to come back in game going down that route, but I wouldn't mind it into how much physical damage there is. Leader stepping into Nemesis, Velio as well. SK trying to collapse quickly. The Realm Warp coming out. Fate Sealed doesn't connect on Nemesis, and because of that, he's able to escape. Crowny and Reckless are here. TP's coming in from the top laners as well as they join the fray. Leader at half HP with no ultimate available, though.
He tried to lifesteal up here a little bit on the top side way, but now both TPs are...
Velia trying to step in with that inspired. Mickey looking for the flank position. That pop blossom could be huge. He's warded out, and they know he's there with the oracles coming out. Faust going around the side here, looking for a fight himself. The rest of the team isolated though. Mickey goes in as a minion. Onto Reckless and onto Velia. Call of the Forge God coming out as well as Mickey is distracted the backline. The Drake was secured, cease and desist from Velia, but SK begin to collapse. Good dash away from Velia. Leader now caught out by Bounce and Crownie. Yopper trying to get the damage down. Crownie's going to Valkyrie in. Leader taken out with the explosive cast. Nemesis falling low. The Sarah shield will not be enough to save him. Flashes away from SK. Yopper's so low they need to get out of here. As Skeens will escape. Vault Breaker blocked by the Shape Splitter. Is it enough for Lost Returns to go Baron?
But they don't have any damage right now. Yoppa is 1 HP, Leader is dead. Can you go start the Baron? Yon flash, Yunara flash, Nico flash. Suddenly, all of SK are flashless. And same goes for LR.
Returns, man.
There are no more flashes, and Baron is coming up, which means CC is so vital. You need to land your CC because you can't flash out if you're caught in a bad position.
Faust is here to block the way in. TP coming in as well as they look for the fight. Mickey on a flank position has the pop blossom. Landed onto the 3, but Faust is there, and there's no follow-up from SK. Crownie will secure the Baron. Mickey's going to fall first. Faust with the stopwatch. Call of the Forge got onto the backline. Faust trying to get away. Explosive cast. Wonder diving in. Steal from Leader! Finds Reckless, but Crownie and Nemesis are still very healthy. Skeens taken out. They go onto Yopper. Cease and desist in, and Yopper's down. Good knock up from Wonder. Leader taken out, and now Lost Returns with the Baron at their back, with their carries still alive. Will take out Wonder. There's no escape for the Ornn in the pits. Even with the knockup, Lost Returns win the fight. The rat trap was sprung, but LR did not. No one else is close enough. A huge fight for Lost Returns. Yes, we all take a collective breath as LR now tries to siege onto this bot side with this Baron. How much can they get with this? We have the Dragon coming up in 1 minute and 20 seconds. You need to make sure you're there in time. You cannot let SK get the soul point. You don't want to let them get there first. Get there early and make sure you hold the choke point when SK walks in, because if you let them take that place first, you have barely the flashes. They're still on cooldown, and that Nico in a choke point is still very dangerous. It really is. Another 2 teams, just need 2 more teams to fall short.
Bounce is level 20. It's 1.5k gold up. As Gragas in late game, level 20. He is
pit blossom onto the backline. Leader looking for the face seal follow-up. They go onto Crownie, but he's got a Guardian Angel. Call of the Forge coming out as well, but Leader is unable to join the rest of the fight. Nemesis falling low. Yopper goes down first. Nemesis doing so much work here as Skeens will come back to life, surrounded by the rats. And he's gnawed to pieces. Nemesis on the chase, able to keep Wonder away, but again, Lost Returns after being picked off, still win out the fight. They have 5 members alive. They're realm warping forward for Mickey, and they're flashing. That one's personal. Nemesis takes the kill, and now Leader and Wonder, well, they can only wonder how they can defend.
They're going down the base medic. It looked like all the circles were aligning, all the wombo combos were landing on the LR backline, but there was no damage. No one goes down. They're going on Leader. They're taking him down. It's only Wonder to hold the Forge.
The next wave is here. You can call the wave as much as you want, but Bounce with a stopwatch goes golden. As Lost Returns reach for gold. They've got a license to kill, and SK were their targets.
Skirmishes go. Do you want to elaborate on that a bit?
I think for G2 you have some windows to play on sides now with the Renekton and kind of with the Azir. If you can get doesn't have his flash available, we'll have to see. Navi just trying to set up vision on this bottom side.
This might be called by this. Lebrov. It's just for the vision contest as well. Dragon's also up now too. As Relech comes down, just poking the head in the XP bar. It's going to be a fight that brews up in River. Lebrov in trouble. Skumon coming in to add damage, but I think Lebrov went too early, too fast. Flash away from Poby, but now he's out of harm's way. Lebrov is an easy first blood, and it's going to go to the Pope star. No, stolen by Relech, I think, with an auto. The first Talk blood about over the approach of level 6. Relech is going to be there first, and even though Skumon's trailing, I do worry about what this guy can do with an early lead, especially early damage access to something like an Ambessa.
Yeah, Relech will, because he's doing the Dragon, not hit 6 first, because you can see Skumon was on that top side.
Brewing, actually. Force Skumon on this Panther, despite everything, as Poby gets shuffled back, looking towards mid. The Popes is in trouble now. Shockwave flashed over. Skumon, clean as you'd like. Lebrov is going to mitigate the last kill and giving you one to G2.
Poby used that flash earlier in the skirmish, and G2 able to come back and punish. Nice job by Caps, getting that Emperor's Divide to set up for the rest of the team. And this should net Skumon these grubs.
Enabling grubs, great as well. Meanwhile, the response play, Na'Vi looking for the bot dive onto Han Summer. It's an Ezreal, so Paris needs to be precise. Flash, auto attack, dredge line, public execution, but Han's not dead yet until Riot gets the last auto again. Plate's given up, and a wave denied, thanks to Na'Vi.
Really nice job by Paris there. Flashing forward for the auto attack, uses the shield as well to speed up how quickly that auto attack goes. One was just cleared out by LeBron, but you've got a ton of positions for Mainter if you want to try and go for some of the sort of TP flank, but also to spot out where Skimond is, because that ultimate is just about to come off cooldown. We're keeping an eye on this.
Paris turns a dredge line, often engaged, the shove back, and Paris might be dead, but a two-man shockwave from Peyz. Soulfare in the meantime though, because Peyz's isolated and alone. True Shot Barrage narrowly avoided, and G2 are low. They're blinking, but Riot red and white, I guess, is going to be done quickly as well. Caps, he said, could have moved over. They're looking for plating instead.
Yeah, it's more on bot side that the push was just coming through, so
okay.
G2 not able to make any sort of play for it. Skimond is moving top to try and steal away some of these camps as well. So Skimond has been doing a decent job of, you know, taking camps.
Stolen the red buff, and now going for Raptors as well. This will be a contest,
Broken
but it
Blade's
turns
behind.
into a kill. You said it, the Renekton behind. Crikey, as the dredge line comes in, Broken Blade gets a stun up, shockwave, public execution. It's okay for Na'Vi with a double knock over Cap. Sits over the wall, hits out, a Scion ulti, flashes for Skewmon. Broken Blade now in the midst of it as Na'Vi has turned to play. The re-engages onto Mainter as Caps is just sitting there delivering, but he doesn't full commit with the ult. As it begins as well, Caps has TP, he can join in. Mainter the same, with his ulti now back up and available as well. Herald's going pretty slow. The Eye brings it down to 6k, but Na'Vi still progress forward. Riot wants to steal, and now that Na'Vi start off the Herald, that eye proc is going to have to be perfect. The damage is going to come down as well. G2 thinking about a fight afterwards. Flash from LeBron onto Peyz. Solar Flare for the cost of the Herald. Peyz targeted with the dredge line. Paris saves the day. Broken Blade still on this Orianna. That has gone too far away. G2 went in deep for this, but Mainter's ult again. The saving grace as Na'Vi just fight better. And Caps may have joined the fight, but now that he's in too deep, it's about his escape. Lethal tempo up with Paris trying to run away for his life. He gets hit once, but not a second time. As the ulti comes through and Caps separates Na'Vi, but now he's back. He's literally against the wall, trying to get Riot. Caps does, but the Herald goes over, and the fight was a bloody 10Ks an hour.
No ultimate on Skewmon though is actually a win, because it makes Peyz significantly safer on this side lane. The flash for him was just burnt in that last play, but G2 tried to capitalize on it immediately and don't actually make it work. And with everyone moving down to bot side, it's mid taken. Dragon has now spawned, and it maybe Na'Vi just not quite having their ultimates up may give G2 a window unless they get caught here.
I guess not, because again, G2, the numbers disadvantage. Riot has the ball on him as well, and onto LeBron, isolated, easy kill. Na'Vi right now are fighting better, and they've got a third dragon to take.
G2 so separated on the plays. This is not looking good for them at all, and Na'Vi making it look clean. 3 dragons to their name, and G2 just don't look like they're in it at all.
Still dangerous waters. You're going to hear a lot today about what playoffs is and what is important. Now, G2 are not locked in yet. They'll be tied with LR.
He walked down as well, as there was a ward just in that Phaelite off to the left-hand side of your screen. So, yeah, just G2, odd positions and odd fights that they're taking.
Yep. And it's so funny, Dagda, in this game, it's now come down to Caps or bust. Yeah, G2 continue to commit, but 3 members down here. If this play goes on long enough and G2 don't get the reset, Baron is a very real threat. Herald now spawned top as well. Dagda, a lot committed onto Mainter. 3 members on the way. Make it 4 with LeBron, but it is a Scion as he flashes away. G2, Solar Flare dive. They really want this top laner to die. Shut down for Caps, yes, but top is in shambles as he looks to stop the reset.
And everyone is still showing here. So Na'Vi going to be able to take the tier 2. They will reset, so then the Peyz can match on midway, finish off this Lord Dominic's regard. But G2, they want to try and make another sideline play. No flash on Mainter.
Yeah, no flash. Ulti's going to be up in 10 seconds. Decimating Smash avoided, if only just. Caps is there, but buffered. The ulti literally just came up. Now for the Soul Flare as well on the turret. They're going to finally take him down. True Shot Barrage comes from afar to help out. That was the latest ulti I've ever seen. Skewmon is on 110 ping. As he gets out of the shockwave, Na'Vi look for the chase. Hansama holds the bridge as Dredgeline, his arcane shifted away. Na'Vi to chase, will it continue more? Poby flashes away, he's caught out. He went isolated, and LeBron with the punish. Now G2 get two-man ulti, but Sam D, even though he finds some kind of revenge, will only get the support. Relech uses ulti for that. Picked up for Sam D, he's got his Lord Dominic's regard. The Giant Slayer is going to come into full effect as G2 now hover around. Decimating smash on LeBron. Solar Flare's there as well. Poby has to be zoned out, but as Broken Blade goes in, the Shockwave finds two, and that's enough for Na'Vi. G2 walked into the waiting arms of the greatest of some time, and his time was now. A triple kill went over, and Relech will just take the fourth. Only Hans Sama survives, and Sam D took out Hans from his name, and he's playing better than the man himself.
Mainter's ultimate shuts down Broken Blade where he stands. Prevents the
Poby again. The problem is I see one of them with Flash Dagger, and I see one of them with a Shockwave once more.
Yeah, Broken Blade wanted to go down to that bot side to deal with the wave. Now it's pushing out Na'Vi. Na'Vi going to just take it slow and see if they can force a play here.
Relech thinking about it. Public execution up and available. The angle as the Sion ulti comes through first onto LeBron. Decimating smash is onto one, onto two. Solar Flare won't mean too much. Samdi went into melee, into the Azir, and he's still alive. Again, Lifeline helped out while the rest of the five go in pear shape. A double over to another Felios, and three left standing. We've had so many pentas in the LEC that G2 know if they walk into him, there's going to be one more.
Great cleanse for Sam D in the middle of that fight from the Solar Flare off the Brav. Means he just constantly keeps up the DPS. 9-0, and now the Baron. G2. I mean, what do you try and do in this position?
Well, they're going to open up mid to starters, but Harris...
They're about to start sieging on towards this bot lane tower. I don't think it'd be very quick to stick around. As Na'Vi just going to be able to take it down. Hans still trying to cover mid. But this is so hard. The Baron is doing so much work alongside the poke from this Hextech Soul. Even the fact that
G2
you have...
going to have to spread their attention, I guess, as the wave starts getting pushed in. Na'Vi hold back. Nothing too egregious, but that mid inner turret is going to drop down. As Mainta gets to deliver the wave into the inhibitor turret as well.
And Relech and G2 don't really have a good way of breaking this. Lebrov has to just send himself in and hope for the best, and that may be the call here.
Okay, well, send it up. Soulflare again, but narrowly avoided. Sam D's all the way in the back. Scumon's on there, the cap finds an angle. However, Relech may have recovered it. The ulti would have been great, but Na'Vi have lost the AD carry. Relech is up next. G2 come close, but they can't kill the Ambessa. A double kill to Relech, who healed up a bunch of health at the back end of the fight. And now Na'Vi are about to do the finishing touches to G2. Not many teams over the years could say this, but Na'Vi are the clear head and shoulders team, better than G2 right now.
Na'Vi looking clean in this one. Great play start to finish. Good understanding of how to shut down G2's game plan. And Na'Vi, what a time here in winter for this organization.
What a time to be alive, to watch this team rise to fame. However, it's not over yet. Paris looking to get out with the Hex Gate, but Lebrov's in the way.
He juked him.
Lebrov,
Wait, Paris,
true shot. The timing, oh, it missed.
Oh, and he missed his
cleanse, but Na'Vi still poised and positioned, ready to fight. Relech with an angle on a ward. That'll save G2, but Elder's up as G2 look to coalesce in this small gap of vision. They see Mainta with the decimating smash. They continue to chase, but Na'Vi are looking for the fight, not the dragon. Decimating smash again, Dredgeline in. Caps with an angle into Hans Sam D. Into the GA, he will go, but G2 have to win the fight now. Relech's already got a double. A one-man shockwave might look bad, but it doesn't matter. A triple over to Relech. He doesn't get the fourth. It's Hans Sam D, who's better than Sam A. Na'Vi with the ace, and this time they'll take it home.
Na'Vi find the fight. This time there's no one left to hold, and you can see the smiles on the bottom of your screen. Na'Vi are chuffed with this one.
And they deserve it. This team came out of the Lord's work, put all these parts together, and now they're better than G2. Koi and Vitality, these are the drafts. We got a bit of range from MKoi. Dagger, it feels like a little bit riskier as well, but I will say, when Zoe's also in the game, if Zoe doesn't get lead early...
Super have opted in for the cleanse, specifically so that then they can try and get away from these engage from Vitality, understanding, hey, we can just try and play from range. But Linces, 3 camp into bot side, no wards available.
Timing might be perfect as well. Super's thinking about backing off. They're a little bit sus here. But as they walk into brush, maybe I'm wrong. Ward gets placed down. Alvaro with no mana. Root flash as well. Super flashes. But there is Lensus. He was waiting in disguise in the brush. A double kill goes down. And Lensus sets up the game.
Nicely played by Lensus. Waits for the wave so then he can be out of vision as MKOI step up to try and answer for the wave push. But also holds off on using that stun so he can use it on Alvaro secondly. But now
Elyoya just walked over a ward. This might be 3 kills. He's going to flash away, but Lensus didn't burn it before. Rather, Kazi did not. At max range, the auto. 3rd kill. That's a huge mistake from Elyoya.
A little bit of a freeze for Kazi.
Yep.
So he's opening up a little bit more of a lead.
Angle.
But now, coming in behind.
All angles read to bot, or lead to bot, I should say. Kazi's in trouble, and he might get out of there a little bit too late. It's a good cosmic binding against the minion wave, and Elyoya pulls the same angle.
Nice job by MKOI. You could see Kazi had a ward down in river and was looking at his jungler going, oh, okay, well, you're on.
This also gives a bit of time for Alvaro to see what he can make of mid. As Lensus is there just waiting, maybe the timing's off. Troll Bubble's there, and even though there's numbers advantage, Lensus looking for the kill, and Alvaro's down. A 1-for-1 imminent though, as Lensus in between 2 people. A shutdown to Jojo, and in half.
So I don't think Alvaro showed on it. Was just hovering, because you can see JC is on those Void Grubs. I wasn't sure if he needed to be positioned there, but now showing back in bot lane, it'll just be a trade of the objectives on both sides of the map.
So very hard to pick out when he has charms up, and he's got that full 5
Because
stack.
that ultimate was insane.
Everyone but you cannot hurt me. There's a flash. Wish you had the ulti now. Use it onto Cassante, maybe, but Mirwin's dead regardless. Right, guys? Slowly, but surely. Right, guys? Q. Mirwin dodged. He's going to die to the turret, right, guys? Yep. Okay. Nugga gets a kill eventually after wasting a bit of time.
I mean, still managed to get the wave, but yeah, nice play. Return gank from Lensus to actually make that play a success. But he is losing his entire bot side to MKOI.
And this is not just going to be a blue buff, it's going to be Gromp as well.
And the wave. Because Kazi can't really get back in. You're going to have Lensus try and link up with them here to try and retake this position. But Jojo is also hovering.
Smite, Pop Blossom, only onto the enemy jungle, but Elyoya, even after a Tempered Fate, goes down. A great Tempered Fate to probably save Alvaro's life as Humanoid's on the way. Heal, becomes unbeatable. Then maybe Vitality can get the wheel rolling, but I know what you're saying about Humanoid, back Kazi. Look, here's the flip again, the all-out, but Mirwin, what can he do? Ulti, not in time! He was trying to wind it up, and Nako just pissed. Bit of an advantage here, 40 seconds from Drake.
I don't think it's the end of the world.
Yoink.
Nicely done by Humanoid there to interrupt the reset from Jojo.
What's in that bubble, you reckon?
Trouble.
Humanoid needs to start sending it out like kind as well. Dragon's now up and available. MKOI moving towards it. Vitality got the first. This would slow down that Dragon stacking that here in the LEC. Just seems too overpowered as Lensus doesn't want to face check. And MKOI completely hold River to themselves.
This is the kind of poke we were talking about. It's Vitality want to take the immediate fight, but MKOI just needs to continue to back with Humanoid on the flank.
Trouble bubble. Tempered Fate flushed away from by Humanoid. He only got Jojo there as well. Poke doesn't connect from Lensus, but does from Elyoya. We once again continue this raid over Dragon, but MKOI still in front of it for the smite. Ready, Lensus looking for the steal and gets it. Pop Blossom on the flank as well, and Humanoid helps get the burst. Vitality, snap engage. Not only they take the objective, they just took the hearts away from MKOI.
Great flank from Fleshy. Sets up that play. MKOI caught in the pit, and Vitality punish.
And now we look towards top again. Nako gets everything he wants and more with a flip back. True damage. Mir went under turret, gets the ulti response. He's not done yet.
The shield!
Nako! Nako is Cassante, and that is just better.
Thanks to that early play.
Nako in control. Mirwin in tatters. 1,700 gold lead just in top alone. And first turret just went over to Humanoid. And that was up in top lane as well. Pressure through mid. MKOI going to trade through bot.
Yeah, MKOI are trying to trade for the Rift Herald, which you can see is just started by Lensus. But the tower was already taken. Like they were going to be able to bring it together. But the last couple of the games have been very, very impressive. And now standing on the cusp of taking down MKOI.
Nako again, Pop Blossom finds only one, but it might just be enough with the all-out Nako's in front of 2 faces, and that too will be great. Alvaro's definitely dead, while meanwhile chased down is Elyoya. As soon as Vitality find a target, they snap.
Pick, hooray for Vitality as they immediately make that collapse. And now it should be this mid lane. A lot of that is to they were trying to overforce on plays, and we got to see it in this game, right? They overforced in the initial skirmish, and they end up getting picked off.
Here we go. Wow! Okay, Humanoid is getting games though. So it looked good until the whole team showed up from MKOI.
Yeah, and it will be the tower taken off the back of it as well for MKOI. So Humanoid getting caught in the side lane as Dragon's been taken, and also that mid lane turret's been taken.
And bot turret went down as well.
Yeah.
So maybe not too bad from Vitality, but Humanoid...
It's in those situations where you just have to give up.
Tangle Barbs doesn't connect either. Drop ball from downtown. Humanoid's got a target. The burst is there onto Alvaro. He now Cosmic Bindings away, but I'm looking towards the left as Lintus has to flash. MKOI chasing enemy jungle, but they're in a clump. Humanoid looking for the range, finds it onto Super, but meanwhile it took an enemy team to take down Nucko. Top laner down, Raid Boss in the bin, and Mirwin stands his ground doing something similar against Vitality as Humanoid misses the next. Troll Bubble connects again. Humanoid has his flash available, but look at the poke from MKOI.
The resets are faster from Vitality as Cardi making it back out onto the map. But Vitality, the Dragon Pulp by Mirwin means it resets. So Vitality don't really have the health bars to contest this. They need to start fishing once more. Humanoid doesn't have TP in base. So Vitality need to take this slow as MKOI set up in River once more.
Fleshy has that ultimate once again, and he's got flash, but there's going to have to be a lot of follow-up here if they choose to fight. Dragon's going down very quick. Mirwin is playing zone control, and Soul is now quickly denied. Vitality looking for the fight after the fact, but Fleshy needs, again, a hero play with the flash. The ulti now buffered and used, falling asleep at the wheel for Mirwin, as that ulti from Fleshy ain't good at all, but it's enough, at least, from the rest of Vitality to find a kill.
Vitality want to try and convert this into a Baron, but I don't know if...
setup that they require for their composition to really accelerate the game.
Yeah, and it's because JoJo wins out in the 1v1 versus Humanoid. So as long as you're able to isolate that matchup, you're in a decent spot.
I've never seen an 80 carry block for a Poppy tank.
Yeah, same.
What a guy.
Yeah.
what a bloke. That's what teamwork's all about. Elioya misses the poke, hang on. There's an angle. Nucko's found Mirwin. Humanoid zoning out at no HP as Lintus dives in. Remember, GA and the trouble bubble from downtown. Vitality's mid laner lands. Again, no HP, but he doesn't care. He gets another one. You want to escape? No. Stand your ground. Vitality have found two. And with the health bars blinking a little bit, they find a fight that seemed unreasonable.
Vitality find the engage they needed. And this was set up for the Baron. Elioya, the focus, and Vitality pounce.
I don't know how Humanoid navigated the fight on like 300 HP there. I don't know how that guy didn't get poked out. But it helps Horns. MKOI are trying to flank this. But there's Lintus. He's like, okay, I'm ulting in. Jumps out immediately with a flash.
And Dragon resets.
Realm Warp there for JoJo. Vitality now here, but Lintus and the Summoners. Nucko is around midway. He's caught out. MKOI just taking him on, but this is the Cassante. All out, not close enough against the wall. The true damage onto Alvaro, but he escapes. Now goes Nucko down. Tempered Fate keeps the fight going. Mirwin's ulti from the side as well. It's taken by Vitality. They have Soul as Kazi lines them all up. Clyde of Ruin, but he dies. Super is just stronger. Meanwhile, on the back end, Fleshy holding a pop blossom. That nails two. Humanoid survived the whole damn thing. And as he takes a flash, runs it down. It's a bloodbath, but it's a soul for Vitality.
Only one soldier stands on either side to get the left.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. Well, meanwhile, Humanoid's just going to play for side lane and find himself an inner turret.
Yeah, I mean, you get away from us, but Humanoid still push inside. The stun used means that the Seraph's embraces enough to keep JoJo.
So what is going on in this game, Dagda? Who's going to win it?
I mean, it's all over the place at this stage.
A-Ramp.
But here we go, here we go.
Pop Blossom found. Two-man game-winning play from Fleshy. Tempered Fate holds four, though, and maybe Alvaro does it in reverse. Mirwin runs up to the fray, but Kazi's still alive. Meanwhile, the poke might be huge from MKOI, but Humanoid's still alive. He's stolen a flash. He's got the range. His portal jump is insane. A double already down to the 300-year-old girl who's going to run it down mid with the rest of Vitality to lock in playoffs.
It took a while, but Vitality find the fight they need. They find themselves the win, and they will find themselves in playoffs.
And what a comp to do it with. It was slow, it had me in the middle, but Vitality with class, with precision, knock down MKOI, and lock themselves in.
Team fights play for Dragons. There's nothing too crazy, but it's going to be a slow and steady kind of play for KC in the hopes that they can play through the strong
away, but he heals up, and as you said, the innovative path even better in this bottom lane because Yike is behind enemy lines. John and Noah have to get the hell out of dodge while Kalista is just setting it up, and Noah, he might flash over the wall, but Yike will follow. First blood and Dagger, what a great call.
Great gank line from Yike, knowing that that ward was there.
Hovering around, ward goes down. Is this going to be a dive? Kana still very, very low as Jun takes a turret shot. Boost's just going to follow him for the time being. With Electrocute out, Living Quill should make him okay, but Cosmic Binding, hang on, supportal combat. John is about to die to a freaking Bard. Welcome to EU, Boostio. He's
Just like
busting.
kill or not. This is what we're talking about, the Dragon stacking, playing through strong lanes. KC already off to a very good position in this game.
Hang on, I just got to add another stat.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
hang on. I can't do dots on this thing. 1.
Wait, I got you here. Hang on.
Big.
And then, pop, pop.
That's what he got. Solo kills 1. Jun, I think 0. I actually haven't asked.
Immediately they start to move over towards the Dragon. Isma going to try and face check.
Cosmic Binding doesn't connect. Damage might be too much here. Isma looking for the steal, but he's a bit late. Weaver's all going to be used. Boosie on the right side of it. Isma gets stuck in the wall, and he's actually just easy meat. He puts the shield up, but he's dead before the rest of GX come in. But now over the wall with the curtain call lined up. Onto Jun, maybe a free kill, but it's waited for Noah. Jun gets out over the wall, but will he survive? Almost dies to Busio again.
It's been heavy aggression around mid. Focus Jackies. Try and burn summoner spells. Try and burn ults.
Tempered Fate. There's the shove, but onto Busio. There's no follow-up damage. Here's the Pantheon ulti. Busio might be caught out. He was in river by himself, and the ulti from Isma shuts him down.
Lucio a little bit too early. The Ike wasn't in position, and the ultimate from Isma is perfect to turn the play around, but now Noah on mid.
The reverse play, the deadly flourish. Kana, or rather Kalista, excuse me, has got the damage. Yike! Okay, the wave's going to be altered instead. Herald pulled off of, but Casey just blew no kill. Plus 500 now in total here for Yehu, who almost has his second item. In fact, more than that, his first turret just went down, plus this wave.
Which is crazy, because Lotta's been putting in is up. You know that there's just a reset coming through, so at least they should be able to quickly take this Dragon, although TP coming in, they have to take it quick and try and get out. Jackies can wall off.
And it's Tempered Fate, 4K for the Dragon for now. As you said, the wall's going to be there, stops the Herald. Beautiful from Jackies. Giants get a reprieve on mid-turret as KC group up. The Dragon goes down, Jun looks for an engage, but they've got their cake. Are they really going to eat it as well? As what goes into Mega.
Because as you can look at, like, Giant X, if they can play right like this, Jackie's going to get a tower. That bot lane tower is very close to falling as well. And this is where our tier 1, in response to the bot lane tier 1, going to be taken as well.
Yeah, because you are just leaving Jackies to his own self with this turret, so they do need something. Committing more members to do so, maybe sets up for deeper vision as well. Yike is getting pretty nifty in the red side jungle, as Yehu will eventually find this. He's going to deny some minions. Jackies will get caught by Kana here to respond to the wave. KC lock in first. In fact, if they find a win, this is the play you want to see out of the best team in the LEC.
KC grouping on mid. They want to try and force the issue. This is what we're talking about. Mid lane tower going to go down as Lot starts to teeter towards that tier 2. KC going to back up.
Smart.
They'll get one, the TP, but can Ginex look for the play on the TP out?
Well, Isma's going to start it off. Yike, though, misses and whiffs. Deadly Flourish recovers the play. Decimating Smash with Curtain Call. Lining down Giant X. Cataclysm in as well. Tempered Fate gets Kana into a golden stature as Lot tries to come in with Meganar on the side, but the Curtain Call zoned off the whole of Giant X. Meganar versus them all. It would be great, but Lot has no target. He had to flash and supersede his position while Casey turned into a barren start.
Isma tried to force the play. He saw the TP going top and knew there would be a numbers advantage as Lot was able to come over from top lane, but he was a bit too early. The TPs are coming through. Giant X want to take the fight after.
No smite, they need to delay Baron, but they can't even do that. Here comes the TP and Giant X are like, okay, let's bring it. But 5 versus 4, Lots in Mininar and slightly unkillable. We'll have to see how much uptime Giant X get.
Lot's gone Mininar though. Busio's ultimate backup. Yikes is 6 seconds away. KC stepping forward.
Kana's just walking into them. The damage not enough to inflict a blow. Cosmic Binding again, decimating Smash. No support for Giant X. Kalist sends the feathers into the ground and Dragon number 3 now available for KC without contest.
Jackie's wall is the TP has gone top. We can try and look for a fight, but Jun was looking for the reset. They're completely separated.
Look
and
at live. 4-shot, boom. And now Lot is dead too. KC keep finding picks.
They're now looking at KC as the best team in the league.
Yep.
They have been the most consistent. Their on average performance has been the highest, and if they win this game, they will be taking that first place in the regular season. And it's a well-earned placement.
Deadly Flourish avoided by Jun. Mid turret's getting pushed as well. Top is next. Linces is trying to, Isma's trying to set up a play. I'm used to his Pantheon. He's trying to set up a play on Kana. Teleport as well. This will be 3 coming in. Isma gets in the way. He flashes that. That's Jackie's who teleported in. The shove there. Maybe Kana not tanky enough versus AP damage. He's surviving for a long time though. And this is an opening play for Giant X. They get a shutdown onto Jackie's. The only question is, does KC make it cost anything?
I think they'll be able to push in mid and shift over towards this bottom side. Lot is going to answer, but Kalist should just be able to solo take this turret. So at least it eases off the pressure that's on Giant X.
These waves that get past that top side of the jungle, they get past that line, because everything else is KC's map right now.
Giant X are just trying to find ways to empower their one strong point in the map, which is Lot. Which is why Kana is now legging him down as the rest of KC are taking a trip to the bottom lane.
He's so deep, Dag. I mean, Yehu's coming in. 4 members of KC. Tries to get over the wall. Easy kill here. Sent to the skies. No objective up, but just more gold for KC.
It's a minute that Lot is now off the map. Should give KC the time to get these waves in positions to make it uncomfortable when this next Dragon and Baron are up and available.
He didn't even count the 4 there. That was like 3 or 2. Oh, TP. Okay. Okay. KC going in blind. Okay. The TP. It's seen. Yehu. He's going to get a 3-man ult. It shuffles out into bait, but Jackie's took it. Hook, line, and sinker. Tempered fate to save the mid laner as Yehu was all a bit of a ruse. That 4th shot goes wide, but Jackie's dies for it. How the hell did Yehu survive?
There is no world where it should have been Giant X mid laner that was what kept him alive there, because the flick back should have been enough from Jackie's.
7k now, by the way. So, yeah, who made that play? Wasn't punished, still hasn't died. You can't call this guy a KDA player when he makes plays like that, you know? Like almost suicidal plays.
And Giant X know their backs are against the wall in this one. They're just trying anything to draw KC out. Draw them into positions where Giant X
angle. But because of it, they've just opened up mid. Kalist's damage, even as a Jhin on this turret, is unreal. There goes the inhibitor turret. And Giant X's potential to flank has just been thrown by the wayside. Lot is a Meganar about to run out for his flank as well. Seen by Yike, who goes for the dive. Chilling smite there. A bit of help from Jun needed. Yike just running into these two. Be able to get revenge against the organization with the way this is going. As Yike picks an angle on the right, KC run up mid. There's no dragon up or anything. It's just Yike wants to end the game. Onto Isma, who also has a GA. The rest of the fight going mid as well. Yehu gets the shot back only onto support, and he assassinates himself. A shutdown is okay. 4 on Kana. Maybe he can die, and yes, the answer is that he flashes away. Noah's so close to getting the kill, but no, out of range. Meanwhile, KC are just playing with the food. It hasn't even been the cleanest fight, but they're so far ahead that they're styling on Giant X with ease as Bucio does it again. Flushes the seismic shove, enables a double for Kalist, and even Yike gives over 3 to the Jhin. We can't count 4 for Kalist, but he'll see the ace and he'll deliver as KC cement themselves as the best team.
First place for Karmine Corps, a place they're all too familiar with from last Blitz. But now they'll have to see if they can reckon with the rest of the LEC versus as they take the top spot going into playoffs.
And isn't it right that Kalist gets his 500th LEC kill on the stage? Karmine Corps are your best. And with this new roster, who knows where the limit is?